Beginning. The station knew before she did. Port Lancelot kept emotional metrics the way other outposts kept oxygen reserves. The joint AI logged tone shifts, footstep hesitation, how often a human chose the long path around Embassy Corridor 2. I told myself I wasn't avoiding anyone, I was merely busy repairing what Crescent administrators called minor irregularities. The irregularity had a name: Queen Elira Dawn, ruler of the Thalany Protectorate. Thalany royalty almost never visited mixed stations, yet she had come to sign the Meridian Defense Pact with Earth. Legends claimed she could make admirals confess their childhood crimes with a glance. What unsettled me was simpler: she treated technicians like people instead of furniture. I was Adrian Cole, grave anchor specialist, recent survivor of too many drills scheduled during lunch. On my first week, the mist regulator rattled like an elderly uncle. The Queen stepped from the clinic sector, copper skin glowing under the false star, and said, "Valve is innocent. Your wrench is not." That made me laugh, and laughter rearranged several assumptions. We worked together on shuttle diagnostics because she enjoyed testing human paranoia. I showed her how to calibrate field coils. She showed me how Thalany engineers hummed to machines to measure resonance. Conversations began piling between us like friendly clutter. Then the governors reminded me who she was. Protocol declared respectful distance. I began taking the long route, nodding politely when she passed. The AI logged that as hesitation with teeth. 2 weeks later, while I was pretending to inspect a shield console, Elira confronted the silence manuals never mention. "Why are you avoiding me, human Adrian?" she asked carefully. The console beeped in sympathy. My brain did not. "I'm not avoiding you. I lied using the wrong dataset." "Yes," she replied, "but you are still wrong." She requested cultural consultation from the nearest human specialist. Unfortunately, that was me again. I was escorted to the hydro ring where she waited without armies of protocol, curiosity wearing working clothes. I didn't know she planned to collect the truth from my lineage. Middle. The Meridian Defense Pact began collapsing before lunch exactly as disasters prefer. Rivals opposing human Thalany cooperation planted pulse jammers along Dock 3, disrupting a refugee transport from outer moons. Human security reacted first. Thalany guards froze unprepared for violence in sacred space. Station command needed someone who understood both tech trees. Kiva Don, no relation, translated melody-based engineering into numbers my tools embraced. I proposed a risky tug pattern learned from Elira's balance mathematics once explained over coffee. "You see, Adrian Cole? We are using the same fear," she said. The tugs launched. The pattern held. The drifting transport stabilized inside Lancelot's shadow, saving hundreds of Thalany families who were beginning to consider humans more than thunder. Footage streamed across Atlas networks showing the Queen refusing to hide beside a human technician who had overridden panels to free trapped delegates. Narratives shifted faster than paperwork. Elira played that footage to ministers who accused her of favoring humans. She answered simply, "He helped before knowing who I was." That is enough data. Enough, apparently, to invite me to negotiations on Thalany Prime. I accompanied her as technical advisor. The outer world smelled of floating gardens and honest winds where children raced glider kites around spiral schools. I met her daughter Miri Don, The little alien girl who whispered that humans were safe after watching integration sessions on Port de Mar. You are the man from the stories, Miri said. Stories have gravity of their own. During those weeks the Queen asked about my life. I told her how my mother ran a clinic in New Lahore colony, how humans value stubborn kindness over elegant surrender. She listened as though collecting puzzle pieces titled "Why Do Deathworlders Endure?" I admitted I was nervous around monarchs. She confessed she felt invisible among humans who looked at strength first. Teach us better eyesight, Elira answered. Teaching became my assignment. I helped design mixed quarters compatible with Thalani children while explaining why their hearing disliked slang. The colony grew used to us together until the AI logged another irregularity. The Queen followed me through corridors not as subject but as friend. Friendship embarrassed several councils. One evening in the palace gardens she repeated my old invitation, "Stay for tonight." I stayed. And she stayed determined. Yet the line between gratitude and devotion remained unclear until the day we returned to Port Lancelot and the station metrics finally delivered their verdict. Ending. The AI summoned me to Ethics Bubble 4 because emotional metrics had become unprofessional. It had logged how often the Queen sought my presence, how many times I chose the long path around Corridor 2. She asks for you using the wrong fear, the doctor said. Fear is another thing humans pretend well. I visited Elira in the med bay where she rested after overwork monitoring transports. The capsule lights were dim. Ships and stations share habit. They become confessional booths. She asked again, softer this time, "Why do you hesitate near me, Adrian Cole?" I told her the truth I had avoided for weeks. I wasn't afraid of her authority, I was afraid of how easily I forgot it. I respected Elira Don not through legends but through working hours where she treated technicians like people. My species reads honesty differently, she said. You stunned by manuals again? I asked. She laughed brightly. No, Adrian Cole. You have repaired silence first. She explained that Thalani children imprint on individuals capable of protecting lineage. Miri had once imprinted on me through stories, now the Queen considered the same bond. It would be an honor to accept your kinship, Elira answered the incomplete line at last. But understand, Thalani do not depart once choosing better eyesight. Rivals tried legal knives accusing her of manipulation. Kindness outlived their blades again. The Meridian Pact deepened faster than fear, and the AI finally learned warmth about our species. What the Queen refused afterward was simple, leaving my path alone. Years have folded since that confession where a human technician admitted he was terrible judge of his own value. Mixed schools now operate across Alios 9 where Thalani and human children argue with vending machines exactly as we do. At Cultural Center Atlas entrance stands the relocated mural from Port de Mar, paint worn, message bright, courage has many shapes. Our son Daniel Coldon taps the wall whenever students ask why his mother once froze hearing those words Adrian spoke in Hydro Ring. Elira smiles answering exactly as she once did. Because an honest human repaired the wrong fear. On Ardent Reach the gravity feels now exactly right. The station no longer logs respectful distances as predatory. It logs how often different species walk together taking the short path instead of long routes around Embassy Corridor 2. I sometimes tell my children how a single question changed history. I had asked a wounded monarch to remain only one evening, believing she would depart by morning. The galaxy learned better eyesight differently. The human technician stopped avoiding fear, started speaking truth, and discovered that kinship can begin simply by being seen.